gonna do this.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Caroline. I'm back with a new video. This is my gorgeous friend and sister. Yeah, I am going to be doing a sew-in. The hair we are using today is provided by Wiggins Hair. I will leave all of Wiggins Hair links in the description box for you to check them out. This is their Brazilian loose deep wave, I believe. I will leave all the information for the hair in the description box. But they sent me 4 bundles of this gorgeous loose deep hair. The curls is so pretty. The curls is so beautiful. Okay. They sent me 4 bundles of their 26 inches. And then they sent me a closure, but this is not your ordinary closure. This is the 6x6 closure. This closure is very big and it's very versatile. It gives you the option of having a frontal on your hairline if you want to go for a frontal but you're not sure how to maintain it or how to keep it going. This is the difference between the 6x6 closure and the regular 4x4 closure. Okay, you can see how small the regular closure is and you can see how huge the 6x6 closure is. So I'm just going to be doing a full sewing showing you guys how to achieve a flawless 6x6 closure install without using any glue. You can see this hairline came pre-plugged already and this hair is gorgeous. Alright, so she came in with her hair already washed and conditioned, so it's freshly washed. Okay, we're gonna get started with the install. She wants a middle part, so we go, and this is a closure, so I'm gonna start off in the middle of her head by parting a roll to separate my section, and then I'm going to start with my braids. Okay, every good sew-in starts with a good base, so you need your cornrows to be nice and intact so you have a good base. Once after parting the roll in the front, I usually start in the back with my first braid going across my nip area. This just helped me sew a track on the back of my client's neck, inner nip area. This just helped their sewing still versatile that they can be able to pull it up at some point if they choose to. Alright, so once my first braid that goes across the nip is done, I move on to the front. I'm just going to braid from my parting space in the middle, and I'm going to work my way going down each braid, and I'm just going to connect each braid as I go. And I'm going to continue braiding section by section until my full head is complete. Now that my braids, my foundation is complete, my cornrows is complete, you can see how neat that cornrows look. Okay, I have one tail braid in the middle, and you can see how flat the front part looks just for my closure installed. Okay, I did add a little bit of braiding here just to make my braids a little bit tighter. Alright, so once I have my base, which is my cornrow set and ready to go, I'm just taking a little bit of got to be glue gel and I'm slicking back her edges. Once her edges are out of the way, this is a great method. This will just helps her edges still intact and secure her edges from the lace and the stocking cap once they are slicked back. Now I'm using a brown stockings. I'm placing the brown stockings over her hair and you can see how perfect this brown stockings matches her skin tone. It's molded like a seamless stockings, okay, which is perfect for her. Now I'm just taking the closure and I'm measuring it and I'm making marks to where it's going to stop on the stockings. And then I'm taking my got to be glue spray. I'm going to use this to do the half ball cap method. I call it half ball cap method because this is not a frontal, this is a closure. So I'm just placing the got to be spray where just where the closure stops at. Now I did use my blow dryer and blow dry the stockings just to get it to dry quicker. You can leave it to air dry if you choose to, but it's just a waste of time. So I did went ahead and blow dry it. Now I'm just taking my needle and thread to make sure that the stockings is secure and it doesn't move. I'm going to be using my needle and thread and sew around exactly where I placed the got to be glue spray at. I'm going to secure the entire stockings on the top of her hair just to make sure it doesn't move. And now that I have the stockings secure with the got to be glue and the needle and thread, I'm just taking my pair of scissors and I'm cutting off all the extra stockings around her entire head. And after cutting off the extra stockings, you can see how beautiful, nice, and seamless that stockings look on the top of her head. Alright, so once I have the stocking secure in the front, I did went ahead and added a weaving net to the back of her head. This just helps her sewing last a little bit longer and it helps you add a little bit more hair to your back space. Alright, so once my weaving net is secure in the back and my stockings is secure in the front, it's time to install our 6x6 closure. And you guys can see I added the elastic band to the sides because this is going to be a glueless install and I need the closure to stay put. So I did add the elastic band. Also, she asked that her knots be bleached, so I did bleach the knots on this closure. And now I'm just taking a little bit of foundation and I'm applying it to the lace underneath the closure just to make sure that the lace matches her skin tone perfectly. Alright, so now it's time to put our closure on to secure it down. Okay, you can see how beautiful that hairline looks. After tinting the lace, it looks so natural. It looks like that closure is pouring right out of her scalp. Those hairlines are pulling right out of her scalp. That looks beautiful. Okay, so now it's time to secure the closure. Once I have the closure secure in the front and it's fitted nicely around her center part of her head, I'm going to make sure it's positioned nicely in the center and ready to be sewn down. Now that the closure is positioned in the middle, I'm going to start sewing the closure down. The first part I'm going to do is sew down the elastic band. Asking her to help me hold the closure in the front so it doesn't shift. I'm going to pull the elastic band over the first braid. I am not sewing the elastic band on her closure. I am sewing it over her first braid. And as I do the sew in, I'm going to be using my thread and needle, and I'm going to be pulling and stretching the elastic band. This will help the closure snug her hairline, and it will help the closure stay in place without any glue. I'm going to do one side, and then I'm going to move over to the next side and do the exact same thing to the other side. She's going to continue holding the closure in the front because this will help the closure not to shift or move while I'm sewing the elastic band down. Alright, so moving on to the other side, doing the exact same method. I'm going to be stretching the elastic band and placing it over the first braid, and I'm going to be taking my thread and needle and start to sew the elastic band over the first braid. My client will continue holding the lace closure in the front because this will help the lace closure stay in place until I finish sewing the entire closure down. Alright, so once I have the elastic band sewn down on both sides, my closure is secure in the front. I'm going to take my thread and needle and sew down the entire closure from side to side and in the back. Alright, now that I have the closure securely fully in the front, all sides are sewn down nicely, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the extra elastic band in the back. Alright, you guys can see this closure is secured down with the elastic band. I do not have any glue on this closure in the front. You can see as I pull, you can see how it snaps up and snap back down. Absolutely no glue, just the elastic band holding the closure in place. Okay, so now I'm just taking my pair of scissors and I'm going to cut the extra lace. I'm also using my eyebrow shaving stick to cut off the lace in the front. This just gives the lace in the front an edgy look and looks a little more natural in the front. Find your way back home. Once the extra lace is cut off, this is how it looks, and you guys can see no glue. That closure snapped right back. Okay, absolutely no glue on this closure. Right now I'm just going to take out a little bit of hair to make some baby hair for her in the front. I'm going to be using my eyebrow shaving stick and cut off a little bit of the baby hair in the front, just so that the front part looks a little bit more natural and realistic. Also, this closure came pre-plugged, but I did plug it just a little bit more in the front part just to give it that more natural look. After cutting off the baby hair in the front, you can see how beautiful that hairline looks, okay? She did say she wants a middle part, so I am giving her a middle part. After that, now to set the baby hair and slick the baby hair down, I'm going to be using my Nairobi foaming wrap, and I'm going to place it all over the baby hair in the front, and I'm going to slick the baby hair down using the Nairobi foam wrap. And then I'm going to take my Senex strips and I'm going to tie the entire hair in the front line so that the baby hair can lay down and dry nicely. And then I'm going to go in the back and start to apply my bundle. Until you find your way back home. Alright, so time to apply the bundles in the back. I'm going to move this fast because you guys have seen me apply bundles a million times on my channel. Okay, so I'm just moving from side to side. I'm going to be doing the flip over method, and I'm just going to sew the bundles down. I do have 4 bundles. I'm going to do my best to try to squeeze in all 4 bundles. Her head is a little bit tight in space in the back, and the 6x6 closure take off most of her front part of her head. So we're gonna try our best to squeeze as much in as possible. Alright, so I got to the top of the head. Okay, I did put in 3.5 bundles on her head. I do have a half pack that was left, so this is going to be my last track. I'm going to sew the track as close as possible to the closure. I do not want to sew the track on the closure, but I want to sew it as close as possible just in case the closure gets messed up and she wants to change up the closure. It is possible that you can change up the closure without ruining the whole entire sew in. So that's what I'm going to be doing just in case she decides that the closure gets old, she needs to refresh the closure, you know, she needs to remove the closure. Whatever the case may be, she will have the opportunity to do that if the last track is not directly on the closure. So I'm just going to attach the last track, and then that will be it for our bundle sew in the back. Alright, so that is it for our bundles installment in the bag. You can see how nice this sew in is in the bag. You can see how nice the closure and the last track is sewn down close together. This is pretty much our complete full sew in 6x6 lace closure. Now we're going to move on to styling. Okay, so now for styling this hair, she loved the curl pattern. She did not want me to wet the curls pattern. She wanted it to stay just like that. When you do wet this curl pattern, as you guys can see the closure, I did wash the closure, it does dry into this beautiful curl pattern, and you guys can see it still has the same curl pattern. It's just a little bit looser, so that's a great thing when you do wash this hair. But she wanted to keep the curls just the way it is. She didn't want me to wet it. It would get more wavier if you wet it, but she did not want to wet it. So what I did, just to add a little more defined curls to the closure, I took my curling wine and I wine curled the entire closure, just to make the top part of her hair pop a little bit, so it gives her a little more defined curls in the front, and just add a little bit body and volume to the top of her hair. So that's exactly what I did. Using my curling wine, now I'm just going to curl the entire closure. I use my curling wand to flatten the part and make the space nice, wide, and open. And then for curling this hair curls beautiful. This is the closure. It curls so beautiful. Look at that curls. The curls were so bouncy. The curls were so pretty. And this is after I wash the closure, okay? This hair is beautiful. If you decide to curl the entire hair, you will love it because the curls are really pretty. The curls pop. It gave me that extra volume that I was looking for on the top, okay? So I actually love the way the curls turn out. Alright, you guys, so after putting in the curls, you can see how gorgeous the curls look. Okay, I'm just cutting off the Senex wrap so you guys can see the finished results. And I took the Senex off. You can see how melted that lace is into her skin. Absolutely no glue, just the slick down of the Nairobi mousse. Okay, now I'm just taking my fingers and running through the curls, and you can see how gorgeous this hair curls. This hair is beautiful. If you want to wash it and wear it wet, it's beautiful. If you don't want to wash it and just use the curls, it's beautiful. If you want to add curls to it, it curls very beautiful, as you guys can see. I did wash the closure because I bleached it, and you can see how perfect that curls look with the closure. Okay, but the hair turned out very, very beautiful. This is pretty much the end results. I will leave all the information in the description box for Wiggins Hair if you want to check them out. As always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in my next video.
I'm crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of me, my enemies have tried every possibility. Ability to know if I can bleed. If that's what you wanted, you won't get it tonight. 'Cause I can fly. She's lit. I'm so lit. I'm so lit. We split lit. We rocking this. We rocking this. We rocking this. We rocking this.